Good morning, everyone. Thanks a lot for joining on time. My name is Mukesh Gupta. I work for SAP and support Indus, which is the India user group, in all the activities that we run for the user group. Welcome to the session on enterprise support SIG. This is going to be the first of many sessions that we plan to bring to you around topics and services that are part of enterprise support agreement that you have signed with SAP, for which you pay the AMC, which you should probably be leveraging a lot more than what generally customers do. So we are good to kick off the first session with a new program or a new service that enterprise support is launching. And this is around how to help customers to go live with S4HANA. So we have two speakers today, Vivek Vadiraj and Niveda Govindan. I would like to ask both the speakers to quickly introduce yourself and take it on from there. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Mukesh, and very good morning to all our customers and partners at SAP Indus. Hope you and your families are staying safe during these difficult times. My name is Vivek Vadiraj, as Mukesh introduced, and I have with me Niveta Govindan. We are from SAP Lifetime Customer Experience. Basically, we take care of enterprise support delivery for India customers, and we are based out of Bangalore. We are both S4HANA focus advisors, and we have helped several customers to go live smoothly in the past and are continuing to do so. So today's session is going to focus mostly on the guides program. So this is a new program, a new offering for our enterprise support direct customers who are going on the S4HANA journey. This program is offered at no additional cost. So this is covered in your AMC if you are an ES direct customers, and there are no separate commercials that are involved. So the session will focus on how you can leverage this program for your S4HANA journey. If you have started with your S4HANA project, or if you're planning to start with your S4HANA project, how can you get the best out of this program? So as you are already aware, SAP S4HANA is an intelligent ERP system that runs on our real-time in-memory platform, SAP HANA. It addresses industry-specific best practices across 26 different verticals, and it enables new business models as marketplaces evolve. It has already revolutionized the business processes with various technologies like intelligent automation, artificial intelligence, RPA, robotics process automation, and you might have also heard of the embedded analytics, which helps you to make decisions faster, and also about the conversational interface that we run and the digital assistant. So this session will not focus on the benefits of S4HANA because you are already aware of it, but we are focusing on how you can leverage the guides program to get to S4HANA. So SAP offers a choice of deployment options like cloud and any premise, so that you can choose the right combination that is right for your specific scenario, and you will also be using the same data model with a consistent user experience regardless of which option you choose. A few statistics. So by Q1 2020, so these statistics are from May, we had over 14,000 customers who had already adopted SAP S4HANA, and this number is continuously increasing. We are seeing at least 25% growth every year in the number of S4HANA go lives, and it is important for SAP also to make sure our maximum customers use our latest software. So here we are going to get started with the agenda today. So the guides program is going to focus on how you can move to S4HANA, or what support you will get when you're planning your project to S4HANA. Okay. So firstly, on the agenda today, we will start with the learning objectives. So the session will be covering Enterprise Support Guides program for S4HANA, as I told you. It will cover why this program is created and what it consists of. After the introduction, we will move to a practical demonstration. So Niveta will be giving you a practical demonstration of the key pillars that we are going to discuss within the guides program. And for that, we will use a sample customer scenario, and it will cover various important aspects of guides like the onboarding session, the journey checks, the engagement plan, the detailed engagement plan, and the next engagement points. We will also take a minute to show you a slide on how you can register for this program so that you can do it right away. It just takes a minute's time. And this will be followed with a disclaimers slide, and after that we will break for questions. So if you have any questions, as we already told you, you can ask it in the chat function. We will try to answer it now or at the end of the session.
So if the questions are related to the content itself, please use the Q&A option at the bottom of your screen. But for anything else, in terms of comments, in terms of queries which are not related to the slides being presented, please use the chat functionality. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Mukesh. So again, the learning objectives for today, you will be learning why and how the SAP Guides program can help you during your S4HANA project. It will help you to understand the guides program methodology, all the different deliverables included in the guides program, and it will help you to get insights through sample customer examples and on how you can receive proactive guidance for your project. And also you can learn how to register for the program. So these are the key takeaways for you from this session. So if you have already planned your S4HANA project, you would totally agree with me that it is a significant project. It is not a regular ECC upgrade. So it takes a little more to get to S4HANA. And as you already know, in your early discovery phase, you will need to take key decisions related to deployment options and transition paths. So you can decide your deployment option. For instance, you may have decided to use private cloud deployment or on-premise deployment using the technical conversion path or new implementation transition path. Regardless of that, there are different needs for each and every customer. Each customer's S4HANA project is different. So on the slide, we are going to, you can see that there are various customer scenarios to capture the examples of different needs. So some of you might have already decided to do the project with an implementation partner, and you do not probably have too much time to spend for enablement and empowerment of your project team. Some of you might already might have already decided to do the project in-house. So if you're doing it in-house, then you might want to learn as much as you can. You would want to enable your project team completely with the help of SAP Assets. Some of you might want to validate the SAP S4HANA project with a proof of concept first. So do a POC, then show it to your stakeholders, and then go ahead with the decision of moving to S4HANA. Some of you might have already started a greenfield implementation project. And some of you probably will only do your project after 2 years, but already you have started with the various preparation activities in order to have everything in control. So each customer is different, but the one goal that Guides aims for is to provide what you need. So we want to be very flexible in the offering and give the customer what they want instead of having an ideal program with a one size fits all approach. That will not work. That is what we have learned based on our experiences in the past. Each project is different. So we have everything on a platter, and we can give you what you need with Guides. So going further, as you can see, This is based on the common customer scenarios that we have encountered. So as you know, Guides is a global program. So we have received the feedback from support advisory teams all over the world who have worked on S4HANA projects. So the aim is also to certain extent standardize the approach and also see what the common problems are. So the common problems, as you can see, Amy, for example, here, she is she has learned very close to her go live date that it is not possible to convert the system in the downtime window that is allowed by business. So this has led to a 6-month delay. Not a very good situation to be in. John, uh, his project is okay. John, his project is delayed because uh, there are a lot of inconsistencies related to finance. There are several data inconsistencies which probably should have been taken care of earlier. Now to clear all the inconsistencies, it takes a lot of time. There are reports to run and there are incidents to create and reach out to SAP, and a lot of different things. And then we have Laura. Laura's team is on the right track for her greenfield implementation approach, but she would really like to receive some inputs from SAP on her project. Veronique is very eager to learn about S4HANA projects, but she does not know where to start because there is so much of content available within SAP that it gets really confusing at times, and you do not know where to start and what is the structure you need to follow, because there is content offered by SAP portfolio and there are also many other free offerings available on the internet. Ryan's project is now live, but probably they just did a technical conversion. They did not look at the functional aspects, and business is quite disappointed because they put in a lot of effort on the project, but they actually did not get the benefit for what was spent. So the total cost of ownership versus is very high. So they would like to see how they can get more benefit. And then EBO, EBO used an obsolete tool to analyze the custom coding. So this led to wrong budgeting, and then the custom code adaptation uh, got delayed, and the whole project was delayed as a consequence. And Tobias, so they were doing the technical conversion, and the current downtime is very high, similar to Amy, but they're still in the early stages, but they do not know how to further improve the overall downtime of the project, and they want some guidance. So all these customers are facing different problems. These are not comprehensive. These are just a few examples. So going further, we will revisit all these different scenarios and we will show you how the SAP Guides program can help you. So you might have heard of the competence pyramid. So this is how it looks. There are 4 stages in the competence pyramid. For each must know of an S4 HANA project, you might, let me just pull out the pointer. Yeah. So for each must know of an S4 HANA project, there are team members within your project who do not know that they do not know. So this is a dangerous stage. This is a stage where you feel that they do not know that they do not know. So there needs to be a lot of information that needs to be provided to these people. Then there are team members who know that they do not know. So this is already a good state. They have identified a problem that they do not know, and they will be empowered on what they do not know. Then there are team members who know that they know. Okay. So this is a better situation, still a better situation from before, and they know that they know, so they can execute and repeat the same set of steps again and again. So all the different mocks and sandbox conversion repetition and the dress rehearsal production, just before the production cutover, they will do a pre-prod run. So all these things they can easily do. And then at the top of the pyramid, you have team members do not know that they know. Okay, so they do not realize how much they know, so they already know a lot. So we are, through the guides program, it tries to address why we need such a program in enterprise support. So we will now be moving to the introduction section of the enterprise support guides. So to answer the question why we need the guides program. So SAP guides will help you from the last stages of discover. So this is the best point of time to start with SAP enterprise support guides. You can also start anywhere in between. It is not that you need to start only at the discovery phase. So this is as per the Activate methodology. So the program is available for enterprise support customers at no additional cost. You can join at any time before 2 months of your go live. So until this point, you can join the program. If you have less than 2 months for your go live, probably it's not a good idea. Because we could probably not add too much value. There wouldn't be sufficient time, but anywhere here you can join. So we would like to do a short poll after I explain the slide on where you are with your S4HANA journey. So there are various pillars which are going to help you with the guides program. So let me come to that. So there are 3 pillars that you can see on the slide. One is the onboarding session. So this will happen between you and the enterprise support advisory team. In this project, we will learn more about your milestones, your status, your current status, your transition plans, and you will also learn more about the guides program. We will help you to define the structure. So there will be an onboarding session that we will have right after you register for the guides program. After the onboarding session, there will be an initial assessment, and that will be carried out with the help of journey checks. So journey checks are an important term. We'll be revisiting this in the next few slides as well, but they are designed to be questionnaires used to assess your individual situation and also address the main challenges, identify the main challenges and address them. And then we have the tailored goal-based S4HANA engagement plan by SAP. So this will be delivered to your project team. It covers various services and learning recommendations. Okay, so we will cover in detail these 3 pillars for the guides demonstration. So Niveta will be showing you how it practically works in a customer scenario. After you have received the 3rd pillar, the next engagement points are delivered throughout the project lifecycle. For these engagement points, so these are engagement points. So this is the 4th main aspect of guides. Once you have received these 3, there will be continuous engagement points, and there is also an option to have an ad hoc engagement point. So these engagement points could be depending on your project situation, monthly or bi-weekly. So we can decide on the cadence and the governance mechanism for these engagement points. So the touch points between the enterprise support advisory and the customer's project team can be on specific topics, and the results could be follow-up activities. We will be going through what these are, but you might have heard of the various enterprise support delivery methods like continuous quality checks, expert guided implementation. So we'll be following up with you on these aspects. I will cover these in the next slides as well. Okay, so in case there is an urgent need, there is also an option to have an ad hoc engagement point. I already mentioned this. So the key pillars of guides are onboarding, journey checks, engagement plan, and engagement points. Okay, and throughout the enterprise support value maps. So you might have heard of it already. I will be explaining it a little more in detail in the coming slides. This will be an important collaboration foundation and methodology between you and us throughout this engagement. Finally, after the successful go live, so once you go live, we will have a final exit call, which will be scheduled to review the activities performed and also collect your feedback on the lessons learned. So this is the overall concept of guides. So going further, so this is a very interesting slide. So this covers the methods and asset types which will be used in your engagement plan. You probably are already aware of the ones in the top column. So these are all the existing ones. Okay, so I will do a quick recap of these. The for the top row. So CQC services, I believe you are already familiar. Many of you would have availed it. If not, please do so, and you can reach out to SAP support for this. Uh, these are continuous quality check services where SAP checks your technical systems and provides a detailed report on the findings and a detailed action plan with recommendations. You can use it for improving the system performance with services like technical performance optimization or business process performance optimization. You can use it for data volume management, or you can use it for security. You can use it for interface management, data quality. Lot of different CQC services are available. You can refer to the SAP portal for details on the CQC services. And you can also use CQC services to support your go lives. Like we have go live analysis, go live verification, go live support services. We have migration services for OS and DB migrations, which you can avail for your S4HANA conversions. We have downtime reduction services. So there's a whole comprehensive list, and these are very good assets provided by enterprise support, and you should avail it at the earliest. The next one are expert guided implementations. So the expert guided implementations, these are remote interactive sessions. These happen for several days, 1 to 5 days, depending on the topic. And there are several specific expert guided implementations for S4HANA. So for instance, we have EGIs on data migration cockpit. We have EGIs on how you can activate the SAP best practices and the different content associated with it. Also, there are EGIs for converting your finance module for S4HANA Finance, and also for your logistics module, there are EGIs. So you can just go through the EGI calendar to see what are all the EGIs that are available. There's a whole list for S4HANA specific projects. Then we have Meet the Expert sessions. These are live recorded webinars like the one we are having today. So these are 1 hour live webinars focusing on specific topics. You can consume it at your own pace and time. You can avail all these recordings with the help of the SAP Learning Hub Enterprise Edition. In our support portal, there are complete steps on how you can register for the Learning Hub and avail these recordings. Then we have tutorials, very specific step-by-step instructions for completing particular tasks related to S4HANA project. For instance, there are tutorials on how to set up output management for S4HANA and many others. Okay. Then we have accelerated innovation enablement sessions. These are 90-minute sessions, and usually they are one to few or many times 1-to-1 actually within, and these are completed within 90 minutes. They're only available for limited S4HANA topics. Then we have the learning journeys and the learning programs. So the learning journeys, they are going to provide you the detailed collection of learning assets organized by SAP Activate phase. So it is hosted on your SAP S4HANA value maps. So you can get these learning journeys once you register for the value maps. And then we have learning programs. The learning programs are a collection of learning assets to achieve a particular goal. So these are the new ones. Okay, so these are only available from 2020. We already, I mentioned the journey check as one of the main pillars of guides. We will be going into a deep dive of journey checks in the next few slides. But as I told you, it is a questionnaire. That is what you want to remember. Then we have the engagement points. These are regular touch points. So we want to stay in touch with a customer who is doing the S4HANA project. At every stage, we want to be available. So these are regular check-ins with you throughout the guides program. Engagement points until your final exit call after the go live. Even your onboarding session is a touch point. We discussed about the onboarding session in the last slide. And then we have the final exit call to gather feedback. That's also a touch point. And we have many ad hoc touch points in between. Then we have the live must know webinars. So the LMKs, we would like to call them LMKs. These are interactive sessions for 90 minutes. So these are delivered across different time zones in different languages, and they are also repeated regularly. You might have availed the S4HANA readiness check. And right now this is the available LMK, and we have additional LMKs coming in 2020. So we will keep you updated. There will be blogs released on the new additions that are going to come. Okay, so let's move on to our next slide for the ES value maps. So this is the enterprise support value maps. Basically, the guides program utilizes the value maps for the delivery. So the value maps are social media based empowerment and support programs. Okay, so they have a lot of content, enablement content, and they also include forums where other customers who are doing the same journey are available. You also get access to SAP product experts who are available in the value maps, so you can get your important questions answered. And there is a guided access that is provided, so that is why it is called a map. So the value maps are specialized on various topics, and as you can see, these are all the different value maps that are available. We have so many of them. The important ones for you are the ones that are highlighted, because this will help you in your S4HANA project. So as you can see, the SAP S4HANA is definitely a value map which you should join for. And then we have the SAP Analytics Solutions, the business process improvement, the data volume management, and application lifecycle management. These are the important ones which are in line with the goals of your S4 project. And also value maps is also available as part of enterprise support at no additional cost. Now, let me share some of the benefits. So you can get direct access to SAP experts and peers to get the feedback and answers to your questions. You get access to predefined learning paths. I showed you the learning journey and the learning paths in the last slide. 24/7, you will have access to these learning journeys. And you also can request to talk directly with a value maps focus advisor. So the value maps focus advisor will do your initial onboarding call. He will also show you a demo of what content is available, where are the blogs, the latest blogs containing the latest information on specific topics, where you can find them, where you can find the learning maps, where you can find the learning journeys, and where you can ask your questions. Everything will be shown to you in a demo call, and this focus advisor can also help you to prepare your engagement plan together with the guides focus advisor. So this is the benefit of the value map. So as you can see, you can utilize the value maps to first boost your skill levels, and you can also use it to reduce the cost of and training expenditure during your project, and you can prepare your landscape for innovation. And one more thing that is very important here, which I missed, the blog directory. So this is very useful because all the latest information is we are sharing it in the form of blogs. There is an update almost every week on various topics. So this is a very good method of sharing the knowledge and getting regular updates from SAP. So now let's do a quick deep dive of the enterprise support journey checks. So the journey checks, we'll take a moment to deep dive on this, and journey checks are designed as questionnaires and used to assess your individual situation and main challenges. Okay, so you will have the same questionnaire and journey check if you run a conversion project, or you will not have the same journey check if you run a conversion project or a new implementation project, because each journey check is designed specifically for that particular scenario. So right now journey checks are not available for all possible permutations and combinations, but we hope to have it by end of this year. Journey checks are not quality gate checks. So these are not audits. These are not meant to find faults in a project. These are more to help you to move forward in your project and identify anything that probably might have been missed. Okay, so typically the project management aspects related to SAP consulting, like organizational change management or integration tests, planning, or end user training, these are not going to be part of the journey check. There would be three main aspects of your project: the project aspects, the functional aspects, and the technical aspects. These would be covered with the journey checks. And basically, the journey checks would be questionnaires that would be sent to you, and there will be journey check reports that would be provided as an output to the answers that you have provided to the questionnaires. So this is a sample, some of the example of journey check questions. So on the left side here, you can see before the project starts, in the preparation phase, you will receive three different questionnaires. As I said, you will have the project aspects, the technical aspects, and the functional aspects questions. So each questionnaire will only take around half an hour for you to fill. And based on your answers, SAP will provide recommendations and action item. In the middle, you have journey check before the realize phase. So you can do the journey checks at any phase. So during the start, there will be one set of journey checks. During the realization phase, there is another set of journey checks. And before your cutover, we have the realize to deploy questionnaires and journey checks associated with that. Okay, I'll show you a sample questionnaire. So this is how a sample questionnaire looks. So this one is related to technical conversion, and it is for the project aspects. And the phase is, the customer here is from discover to prepare phase. This specific journey check has around 40 questions. So each questionnaire could take about 30 minutes or 1 hour for you to fill. I would not recommend you to spend too much time on filling the answers. If you have all the answers ready, just make sure the answers are accurate, send it back to SAP so that you get the detailed report. So in future, this will be done online. Right now, it is being done on Excel. So what you get in the journey check report, the report is empowering material by itself. So it can be used to empower your teams, and based on the answers, you can go deeper into the empowerment recommendations. Okay. So a detailed action plan would be provided with this report, and there will be exclusive slides providing generic recommendations on where to carry which activity. So this is the output. So now let's revisit all the different problems that we had in various S4HANA projects and how they are addressed. So you can see here, Amy's project, it was delayed because of the problem with the allowed business downtime. So if Amy had done a journey check in the discover to prepare phase itself, the issue would not have arisen at all, and there would have been an alert triggered in the discover to prepare journey check phase itself, and this issue would have been addressed. Now John's project was delayed because the conversion of the development system, there were a lot of inconsistencies, financial inconsistencies. So we now have a new CQC to address financial inconsistencies. It is called CQC FDQ, the financial data quality check. There would be detailed recommendations given to resolve these inconsistencies with the help of the service. So this would have been recommended in the discover to prepare phase if a journey check was done. Laura's team, it was on the right track, but they wanted some insights from SAP, so they will be getting the detailed engagement plan and which provides a prescriptive list. So their issue would also be addressed. Veronique, she was eager to learn more about S4HANA projects, but she did not know where to start. So again, she can utilize the detailed engagement plan, which provides a prescriptive list, and start from there. Ryan, the project is live, but probably they only did a technical conversion. So now he can look, if he had planned the journey check, he would have received the complete empowerment package related to rapid deployment of SAP Fiori and SAP Analytics, embedded analytics, and all the EGIs he would have consumed, and probably gone live with multiple Fiori apps, and business would have seen more benefits. Then we have Ibo. EBO used an obsolete tool for analyzing the custom code. So here again, we have a complete package for management of custom code and maintainability of custom code. Of analyzing the custom code, we have several EGIs, meet the expert sessions, value maps, and CQC services related to custom code management. So EBO would have availed this and probably not come into this situation. And then we have Tobias, who had a downtime conversion issue. So um, right now, if he orders a CQC technical conversion optimization service, that will come as a recommendation. Then there would be a reduction in the downtime. Probably Tobias had missed out a few important notes released by SAP for reducing the downtime, or maybe is not following the right steps in the SUM tool. So there will be a complete review of the situation, and there would be recommendations to further reduce the downtime. So now we move to Niveta, and Niveta will be showing you a demonstration of a customer scenario on how we can utilize guides. But before that, can we have the questions for the poll, please?
So which question do you want me to second one, right?
We can start with the first and
Okay.
the second one. Yeah.
So the first poll live. So if you can just quickly respond to the poll, I'll give about 40 seconds for people to respond back, or a minute for people to respond back. So would request everyone to respond. Yeah, please. Thanks.
Okay.
So 10 more seconds for this one before I can move to the next question in the poll. Okay, so I'll end this one and start the next poll. Just two questions actually. So I'll let it run for a minute as well. Okay, so maybe another 5 seconds. Yeah. So here are the response for the second poll that we got.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so I will also share the response for the first poll. So here is the response for the first poll.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Vivek and Mukesh. So hi, my name is Niveta, and I'm working as a focus advisor as part of this guides program. So now what I'll be doing is I'll be taking you through a customer scenario to explain you how this guides process works end to end. So let us take, for example, the customer ABC. So let's assume this customer is a bike manufacturing company and they are going to start their S4HANA implementation soon. So now the customer is in the prepare phase of their project, and they have also chosen their transition path to be conversion. Now, John, who is the advisor from SAP, will get to know about this customer ABC, and he will invite them for the onboarding call into the guides program. So once he invites the customer into the onboarding call, he will try to understand the customer's project. The customer explains about their current phase of the project, what are all the challenges they have in their project. And similarly, John will also explain about the guides program. Now the customer and John will understand about each other's agenda and what is the expectation here. So at the end of the onboarding call, so like Vivek mentioned, there are three pillars for guides program. The first one being the onboarding session, and the second one, the journey checks, and third will be the engagement plan. So at the end of the first pillar, which is the onboarding session, the customer will be provided with the onboarding deck, so which John would have like presented, and they will also be provided with the minutes of meeting. And now John, after discussing with the customer, will now be able to completely understand their current project situation, and he will know which journey check among the all available journey checks will be more relevant for the customer's project. So at the end of this phase one, John will be sending the deck to the customer, and he will also send out the relevant journey check which the customer has to fill in. Moving to the next slide, which is the journey check, and again, which is the second pillar of the guides program. So the John will now have the questionnaire sent to the customer. So the customer ABC's lead will discuss with this technical team as well as the functional team and get the journey check questionnaires filled. He will send the response back to John. John will go through the report, go through the questionnaire, and he will generate the report out of the questionnaire. So he will then share the report with the ABC project lead, and they will know what are all the recommendations that they have to go ahead and implement. So let's assume that in the journey checks, it has been captured that the customer did not plan Fiori as part of their go live. So the journey check questionnaire will capture that point, and the report will highlight the importance of going with Fiori to reap the utmost benefit of S4HANA. Likewise, if the downtime approval has not been got and the proper downtime has not been discussed with the business, those points will also be addressed. So depending on what are all the areas that the customer has to focus, they will also provide a prescriptive learning recommendation on what the customer has to go through. So this is about the journey check and the report which the customer gets at the end of the journey check. So next, moving into the third pillar, it is the engagement plan. So based on the results from the journey check and the onboarding call which John had with the customer, he will now be able to devise a detailed engagement plan on what are all the assets that will be relevant for the customer. So he will be now giving the customer with a high-level engagement plan as a part of a presentation, which you see on the slide here. So that is a high-level engagement plan. And the customer will also be provided with a detailed engagement plan, which is the Excel mentioned here. So not everything will be relevant for the customer. So let's take, for example, the customer has some problem around simplification item check. So all the assets that is relevant for simplification item check will be mentioned here. But if it is not relevant for some other customer, when the engagement plan is sent for other customer, that part will be removed. So it will give a prescriptive and tailored recommendation based on what is the problem that the customer is facing. So the outcome for this particular phase will be a slide deck with the high-level engagement plan and a detailed engagement plan in the form of an Excel. So moving to the next slide. So here is what you see an example for the detailed engagement plan. So all the areas of focus will be grouped together. Say, for example, the finance topic, the simplification item check topic, the conversion downtime topic, all these will be grouped together. And if it is not like relevant for the customer, it will be removed. So now the customer will be provided with some redundant content here. So that is just to give customer as an option. For example, there might be a finance topic available as form of EGI, which is the expert guided implementation. And the same might also be available as MTE. So now the customer will have an option. So if they want to have a real-time guidance, then they can go for an expert guided implementation. But rather, if the customer want to take up this on their own time, then they can go for an MTE option. So this is about the third pillar. So now we have covered what are all there and will be done as part of the three pillars: onboarding, journey check, and the engagement plan. So I hope like now these three initial part will be now clear for you. Now moving into the next one is the next engagement points. So the next engagement points are nothing but the as and when the customer project progresses. So there might be some other business challenges that might arise in your project. And John will be there with the customer on a frequent basis to capture all that and to give again a tailored recommendation. So this will continue until the customer goes live. And once the customer is already live, John will again have a final call with the ABC customer to revisit on whatever has been delivered as part of the guides program, and also to collect valuable feedback from the customer, and we will formally close the engagement. So this is about the complete flow of the guides program. So before we move into any questions that you have, I'll quickly show you how to register into the guides program. So guides program contain a lot of new assets that are actually piloted through ESAC program. So ESAC is nothing but our co-innovation program. So registering into this guides program is like a little simple. So all that you have to do is log into the ESAC landing page. All these links will be provided to you after the session over the email. So once you log in into the ESAC landing page, click on the relevant page that is for the guides program. So there will be multiple pages to register for different program. Just click on Realize the Power of SAP S4HANA and Intelligent Enterprise with the new Guides Pilot program. So once you click on that, you will be opened with an email from your inbox, and you will have to fill in basic details like the customer's name, contact, email ID, your company ID, all these things. And optionally, you can also copy your enterprise support advisor if you have one. And if the focus advisor is already engaged with you, you can also copy them into the CC and shoot the email to the SAP. So this is about the registration process. So now I'll quickly tell you a few disclaimers here. I'll leave it to you to read the rest of it, but I will quickly run you through two important disclaimer. So Guides is not a consulting service. So it does not offer any consulting service to the customer who's doing SAP S4HANA project. And also it is delivered remotely by the SAP Enterprise Support, and it is only for now specific for SAP S4HANA project. So now I will open it for any questions that you have. So Vivek and myself will be able to answer any of the queries that you have with respect to this guides program and what all it's offering.
Sorry about that. Hi. So if you have any questions, please use the Q&A function and ask your questions so that either Niveta or Vivek can answer your queries. Alternately, since the content part of the session is already done, you can also raise your hand, also possible, and I can actually allow you to speak since we are using the webinar function of the Zoom platform. So looks like there are no questions forthcoming. Reminds me of what my physics professor used to tell me when I was in college. He used to tell me that, if there are no questions, there are only one of two options. One, everyone understood everything, or everyone understood nothing. So I'm sure that the reality lies somewhere in between. I'm sure there are always questions, but people are a little reluctant to ask them. Okay, Prabhu, I will just quickly allow you to talk. You can unmute yourself and maybe ask your questions. So you can now unmute yourself, Prabhu. Yes.
Yeah, good morning all. Vivek, as you are aware, our ECC production is on HANA 1.0. As a prerequisite before going for S4HANA, is it mandatory to migrate 2.0 or directly from 1.0 can go for S4HANA?
Prabhu, let me get back to you on that. So I will have to look at the product availability matrix and the maintenance planner. So these tools would help to decide what are the prerequisites for moving to S4HANA using the Zoom tool. So I will definitely get back to you on that. Can you just send me an email so that I revert to it as quickly as possible?
Sure, I'll do that.
Okay. So any other questions? I think Triveni asked a question. Whether this guided support is free of cost or charged, which has been answered. This is a free service. It's not
I
a
just
free
want to
service. It's actually
reiterate.
part of the enterprise support fees that you already pay. So there's no additional cost to it.
Yeah, it is available for all the ES Direct customers to consume.
So if you are paying 22% AMC to SAP as part of enterprise support, then yes, this is available as part of that service. So there's another question that has come up on the chat. Okay, so that's just thank you. Any other questions? We'll just wait for another minute or so before we kind of end the session, so to say. Okay, so if there are no questions, thank you so much for taking time and attending the session. I hope the session was useful. Vivek, you had a couple of questions that you wanted to ask of free text questions, right, as a feedback? Now is a good time to ask them.
Yeah, I think there is one more
One more
question
question. Yeah,
from Gopinath
yeah.
on the call.
So,
So the
want to
question
take
is,
that?
yes. So is it possible to view the archived data post suit on HANA migration? So archiving, I think, was done post the suit on HANA migration, but
No,
after
no. I think
migration, you want to.
what I think Gopinath means is that they've archived the data while they were in SOH.
Yeah.
Will they be able to access it once they move to S4?
Yeah, so it depends on where the data was archived, on which file system or which tool was used. So Gopinath, I will get back to you on this question. I will take a note of this. And I'm sure there are some good blogs which will explain how you can access this archived data once you have moved to S4HANA.
Cool. So any other question? Maybe we'll just give another minute or so. Okay, so there's another question that has come up. Okay, just thanks. So while we wait for questions, Vivek, maybe it's also a good time for you to ask the feedback questions.
Yes, so let me quickly stop sharing and 1 second. Do you still see my screen?
Yes, we can still see your screen. No, now we can't see.
Okay. Okay, so I request you to answer your questions in the chat. So any feedback or comments that you have on the session, if you can just put it into the chat, that would be great. Mukesh, meanwhile, can you have a poll for how relevant or informative the session was with the 3 options that are there?
Which is the poll 3, right?
Yes, yes. So I'll give you around 60 seconds for you to provide your feedback and comments on the session in the chat. And yeah, after that, I have another final question. Okay, so probably we can move to the final one now. So what would you like to hear from us as a topic in the next Indus Support Interest Group session? As Mukesh mentioned, this will be a monthly topic. So any interesting topics that you want, we can consider them into the next sessions. Few examples like Fury, your UX strategy, embedded analytics, robotic process automation are a few examples. So what would you like to hear in the next sessions from Indus?
So you can answer this question on the chat, please. If there are any specific topics that you want us to bring content for you.
Okay, thank you, Nimesh. We'll make a note of it.
There is another question on the Q&A. Fiori for okay, so this is Fiori followed by embedded analytics again. So I'm just gonna put it up here in the chat as well. So Fiori and analytics seems to be topics. Anyone else? Any suggestion? We'll just wait for another 30 seconds before we kind of conclude the session. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining the session. I hope it was useful. Thanks for your feedback as well. We'll come back to you for, okay, there's a question on the chat, Vivek. So what landscape deployment do you recommend for S4HANA and Fiori? Would you like to, which one of you would like to take this?
Yeah, hi Rajan. So that totally depend on your preference on where you want to host your data, and also it involves like how much functionality of S4HANA you would like to have. Either if you want to go for on-premise, it will have full functional scope. But if rather like you want to go for any cloud option, it will come with limited functional scope. That also like has a clause here. So if you go for an Essentials edition, that will come with limited functional scope on the industries that are available, and also it is evolving. So if you want to have an agile implementation of your project, then you can go for cloud option with Essentials edition as an option. And if you want to have a full functional scope as on-premise code line, you can go for your question is specific to on-premise, whether hub deployment or embedded. So this part, maybe Vivek, can you take it, or like we will?
I'll take it. So the hub deployment is usually used if multiple production systems, if you probably currently have an SRM system and you want to continue using it after moving to S4, then it would be good if you can use a hub deployment. Or if you have multiple S4 systems working together, then hub deployment is recommended. The embedded recommendation is usually the single Fiori front-end server that you will use. But again, it needs a detailed study. So we will have to analyze all your systems, how many Fiori apps you're using, what is the load, how many users. So a lot of different things will go into answering this question. So it needs to be studied completely before we give a clear-cut answer. Thank you.
There are a couple of questions on the Q&A as well, Vivek. One is, cloud options having limited functionality than the on-premise one, which I don't think it's true, right? So the functionality comes on cloud. So on the Q&A, there are a couple of more questions, if you can just look at them.
Yeah, hi, Venkateshwaran. So the cloud option again falls into two categories, the extended edition and the essentials edition. So if you go for extended edition, you will get the complete functionality as on-premise. So the full functional scope of S4HANA will be available. But if you go for an essentials edition, it will have the basic functionalities with respect to finance, HR, procurement, and all these. And this option is evolving, and you will have quarterly release, which comes up with new additional features. So if you want to go for an agile implementation manner, then you can go for essentials edition. If you want full functional scope as an on-premise, you can go for extended edition. So I hope like that part was okay with you.
So I think just to clarify, all new functionality comes in the S4HANA public cloud first, and every quarter. And at the end of the year, all of that cumulatively is made available as a on-premise, as an update on the on-premise version. Please correct me if I'm right, Niveda.
Yeah, so your question is like, if you want to go for cloud and with full functionality, if you want to take extended edition, then the answer will be yes. So extended edition will utilize the on-premise code line. So you will have the full functional scope of S4HANA.
Okay, so there is another question related to the custom coding prior to S4HANA migration from Gopinath. So if you're going for technical conversion, So there are multiple options. You can go either for a re-implementation or a technical conversion. If you're going for technical conversion, you will have to adjust custom coding. So you will need to make detailed adjustments to your custom coding and make sure that they are tested in depth prior to going live. So that needs to be taken care of.
Okay, so I think we've used up all the time that we have. So thank you everyone for asking your questions. Thanks Vivek and Niveta for sharing more about the guides program. I hope you found it useful. The recording will also be made available on the Indus website by end of day tomorrow. So you can, if you want to share the recording, you can share it from there with your colleagues. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you all. Bye. Take care. Stay safe.
Stay safe.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
everyone.